Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Oh, what a brilliant goal! What a
Well, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Milesy. It is horrible weather out there. It is shocking. Winds blowing everything over in my back garden. I can hear the rain hitting me roof of my bar. It's just absolutely dreadful. But we're not going to let that put us off. We're going to get you all involved tonight. We've got Spot the Ball. We've got Guess the Crest. Now, the three crests tonight are crests that some of our players have played for in the past. So all three crests, there are someone in our team or some bodies in our teams that the crest they have played for in the past. But we've got a packed out show. Ken's running a little bit late. We'll catch him a little bit later on. But we have got a packed out show with everything coming up. We've got 5 prizes to give away. We've got a pair of tickets to the Boys of 87, which is down at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. So if you haven't already got your tickets, then please head over to the link in our description on YouTube and you can get your tickets down there off the link. People were buying them last week while they were watching the show, so the link does work. So get your tickets booked. And we've got 2 to give away tonight. So we've got a pair of tickets to give away. And we've also got 3 tickets to give away for Tuesday night's fans forum at the Sky Blue Tavern, courtesy let me just get their details. I've lost it already. I'm losing the plot here. It's the weather, and it's got to be. But the courtesy of Midlands Accountancy Service Limited. We've got 3 tickets for the old fans forum this week, coming on Tuesday night at the Sky Blue Tavern. So let's get the show on the go. We're going to introduce the one and only. Now, this guy, he's got all the knowledge. He's got loads of knowledge for us tonight. He's going to tell us all about our record at Preston. I know it's not good, but I think Claudio, who's going to be joining us, has got some great stats. So let's get the man on. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, thanks for the applause. Thanks very much. No, please, no. Yeah, don't stop.
How are you, mate? You all right? You calm down after Monday?
Yeah, I think it's good to have a podcast a few days after a defeat, isn't it? If you do it on Tuesday night, it'd have been terrible, but I'm all right now. I'm all right now. I've calmed down.
Good. Excellent. And we've got another person who's got loads of knowledge about the Sky Blues. She's on every week. Virtually every week, unless she's jetting off to Barcelona or places like that, or blooming S Club 7. She's absolutely great at the 90s and later on, coming up to where we are now. She knows all her knowledge. Let's introduce the one and only Vicky Oak. Here she is.
Thanks, Miles.
How are you? All right?
They're a bit windswept.
Cool, isn't it? Windy out there.
I know.
Oh, I was watching the news earlier. I'm glad I don't live by the sea. That's for sure. And we got a newbie tonight. It's his debut. He got in touch with us on Twitter. So if anyone out there wants to get hold of us, wants to come on the show, you're more than welcome. Oh, I've lost my pen. Forget it. Don't matter. So we've got a newbie coming on. If you do want to come on the show, please do. Get in touch with us on Twitter, Facebook. Get in touch with us on YouTube, and we'll send you a link. You can come and join us one night. And it is his debut. And his name is Luke, but it's Luke at Spud 8550, and we'll find out what the Spud's all about. Good evening, Luke. How are you?
Hi, Miles. Thanks for the invite.
No problem at all. No problem. You're more than welcome. As I say, anyone's welcome. Now, listen, Luke, what's the idea of the Spud?
Well, my surname is Judson, so at school it kind of just started from there, like because it rhymes and everything.
So it's just Spud.
Yeah.
Love it. Now, listen, we're gonna get the old Spot the Ball up. Okay, so we all know how to play this. We've got a picture from the game on Monday night. Ken Stewart's picture from the other side of the ground. I want you all to have a guess. Claudio's going to drop the names down. Now I've lost my pen. Right, so tell us where the ball is. Come on, get your comments in. We got 3 tickets to give away tonight for the old fans forum at the tavern on Tuesday night. And we're going to give them away on Spot the Ball tonight. So we want you to get your guesses in and tell us where the ball is. I mean, I think this one's quite easy actually, because I won't say why, but I think this one is very, very easy. We're going to start with Claudio first. So Claudio, tell us, where do you think the ball is?
25.
Number 25 for Claudio. Okay, no problem. Vicky, now you're the best at this. You haven't got one right yet.
Yeah, thanks, Miles. I'm going to say 24.
24. Okay. And Luke, this is your first go. Now, come on, Luke. I'm rooting for you to get this right. Come on, Luke.
I'm going to say number 28.
Number 28. Okay. Have we got any guesses coming in? Let's have a little look. See who we've got coming in here. Some guesses. We've got Keno Tomo coming in with number 6. You're writing these down, Claudia, I hope.
Yeah.
Good. Kimberly Owen, number 19. Luca Cardello, your son, Cardello, 19. He's got 19. Who else we got? Julian Good, 21. Nation Radio, number 24.
Well, that's wrong, isn't it? It's
Cov
copied me. I
Andy,
mean,
27. Yeah. Ann Joyner, 23, and Ian Small, number 25 so far. So come on, get your guesses in. Where's the ball? Come on, have a go. Have a guess. Where is that ball? It's there somewhere. It really is. Now, listen, we had a competition last week, Guess the Gate, on Sunday night. Now, I have, thanks to Paul Hughes, unfortunately, Paul Hughes can't make the evening, so he's given us the tickets back for the evening of the Boys of 87 at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. And the reason he's given us them back, his house got flooded. He's working away. He's got to keep going back home to look after his wife and get it all sorted out. So he's kindly handed the tickets back. Now, we had Guess the Gate, and it was the closest to this. So this was Monday night's gate, 23,971. Now, you won't believe this. We do have a winner, right? We do have a winner for this. And it is really, really tight. So it was 23,971, the attendance. We have a winner at 23,789. Right now, that is really close. I mean, that is really close. And the winner tonight, and I think this is my cousin. I don't know how this has happened, but I do think this is my cousin. Catty Cads. I think Catty Cads is my cousin. You've won 2 tickets to the Walsgrave Working Men's Club event for the Boys of 87 on the 10th of November. So there you go. So congratulations. You've won the tickets. We'll get them to you as quickly as possible so you can go. It's a week tomorrow, isn't it? I think. So
yeah,
there we go.
Tomorrow.
Right, Luke, we're going to come to you first, Luke. How did you get into Coventry City, mate? How did it all come about?
Well, my first game was in 92-93 with a school trip to Highfield Road, Sheffield United, 0-0. So, thrilling game. Obviously, I don't remember too much about it. It was pretty young. Yeah, that was how it started, really.
And over that period of time, obviously in the 90s, this was Vicky's sort of era as well. Who were the players that stood out for you? Who were like the standout players for you?
Oh, Peter and Love, Darren Huckabee, players like that, you know, running at defenders, scoring goals.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Oh, they were brilliant days. Brilliant days. And what did you have a favourite game of all time during the 90s when you first started going? Was there a favourite game?
Probably the Darren Huckabee goals that Old Trafford.
Yeah. And at home, yeah, especially the
home.
one at home.
Yeah,
I mean, that I was thinking about that last night. You know, that Darren Huckabee goal and
yeah,
Mifsud tearing them apart at Old Trafford and stuff like
yeah,
that. And they're going through a bad patch at the moment. My mate Robin messaged me this morning. He says he watched the second half. He says they're worse than what we are at the moment, which is saying a lot in it with all their
yeah,
quality they got in
exactly.
the
Yeah.
team. So, you know, it's absolutely mad. Now, listen, what we're going to do, we're going to get on with Monday night. Let's get Monday night out of the way because it was a little bit. It was, well, I wouldn't say it was rubbish. I was fuming at the end of it. I did take a few notes, and I'm not going to read them out because I was just typing them down just to get it off my head, and I was going to be everyone's worst enemy tonight, to be honest with you. But I've calmed down a little bit, so I'm all right now. But we'll come to you, Vic. Ken said he's seen you outside the ground after. What were your thoughts on Monday? I thought we did okay, but we should have.
Yeah.
You know, I think we were a little bit unlucky, to be honest with you.
No, I was more disappointed than angry. I mean, in comparison to like the Wednesday against Rotherham, after the West Brom game, I was more disappointed than angry. I thought that was probably nearest to the team that Robbins has probably had in his head most of the season. I felt that was nearer to how we probably want to be playing. But the trouble is that we've now had the season so far, and confidence has dipped with a lot of players, hasn't it? And I think that had an influence. And then obviously the trouble is, because of the lack of confidence, once Wilson's made his mistake, it's always going to be difficult to get back into the game, because then Albion can sit behind the ball and make it even harder for us to try and break them down. And then there's like the question about whether we should have had a penalty. There's a question that their second goal was offside. So it didn't really feel like we got much of the rub of the green. But I felt like the players at least put in some effort. Like they were tracking back, they were like throwing themselves in front of balls to try and like stop goals. So I felt it was a move forward for me. And that if we can get a settled team in that type of formation, that the results will start to come in for me. That's how. So I was left feeling disappointed rather than angry, but that was just me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I felt the same. It was anger, but disappointment as well. I just want to clear something up here. Paul's just come in. He says you left after the second goal, Miles. I didn't stay till the end. I left as well. Yeah, well, I did say to my son Will and Amy and my mate Robin that if they'd got a second, I was going to go and get the earlier train, which was the 10. The trains are awful. The club need to get in touch with the railway service because the train is at 10:02 the hour. So the game's still going on when the train arrives. So the train's arrived and the game's still going on. So, and then we'd have to wait an hour to get a train back to Leamington. So that's why I left it. I knew we weren't going to pull it back. And that's the first time I've left a game early for a long, long time. We'll come to you, Luke. How were you feeling after Monday?
Disappointed. Obviously, you could see the players were lacking a bit of confidence. But I thought the system suited Haji Wright down to the ground, really. But it's just his confidence. Yeah. I'd keep the same team on Saturday.
Yeah. You wouldn't be tempted to start O'Hare?
Not yet, I think. Not yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd maybe make one change. I'd maybe rest
Who would that
Eccles.
be?
Rest Eccles and bring in Latty, I think.
Yeah, we've been saying about bringing Latabodier into the middle. He's just got a bit of presence about himself, hasn't he? You know, he's a bit stronger, a bit taller.
He's good at carrying the ball forward, I think, as well. Which Eccles don't really do. Sheik's been doing it a lot in the last few games, but I think Latabodier is good at that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Claudio, your thoughts on to Monday? Let's get this one out of the way, and then we can carry on with the show and talk about something a bit happier.
I just think the whole game rested on key moments. Haji Wright had a chance in the first half where he hit it with his studs. Jamie Allen had a weak shot where really that's got to go in the back of the net. Ben Wilson made a mistake. We get punished. Of course, there was a couple of offsides. Their second goal, I don't care if it's just a foot, it's still offside. It was offside. I've stopped it so many times. I rewatched the whole game as well. Definitely offside. And of course, the key point then was the chance that Haji Wright had, where he's gone through, he's shown the keeper one way, he's got the whole goal to aim at, and I don't know how he put it past the post. It's just, and it is frustrating, and there's not a lot you can do about that. It's just it feels like at the minute, we make a mistake, we get punished. Teams make a mistake, we don't take the chance, and we had the chances. I mean, on reflection, that could have been a 5-2 match, really. They weren't that much better than us. I know they controlled it in a way because we were chasing the game, but we've got to get that win from going from behind. That's what's poor. I keep banging on about it every week. Good Friday 2022. It's ridiculous that we can't come from behind. And when we won the league, this is so critical. When we won the league in League One, I think we won 14 matches 1-0. That's how solid we were at the back, and that's what we're not doing anymore. We're gifting goals, which means we have to score 2, and when you can't score any, that's a problem. So that's got to change. And it's not just the forwards; it's from everywhere. Everyone's got to chip in, and we've lost 40 goals from last season at the minute with Big Vic, Hamer, and even Jamie Allen, because he got 8 last year, I think. That's and that's key to it. It is scoring goals.
Yeah. Now listen, Luke. We had a claim for 2 penalties. The first one in the first half, handball, clearly handball. If that's the Premier League, it's VAR. It's a penalty all day long. And then in the second half, challenge on O'Hare. Now, what did you make to the referee's performance on Monday? We always bring this up.
Very poor. I thought the handball was a definite penalty, and I thought the second one was slightly more dubious. I thought O'Hare was looking for it a little bit, and then you had the offside for the second goal as well. Yeah,
clearly offside. I mean, I've seen it over and over again. Vic, I mean, have you seen it over and over again? Have a look at it. It's definitely offside, isn't it?
That was in front of me as well. That's where I sit. So it was. We were like, "That's offside," like at the time. And then you watch it back, and you're like, we were right. We knew that was offside. So that's just frustrating, isn't it? My biggest problem with the referee on Monday was the inconsistency between the 2 teams. We only had to breathe on an Albion player, and they were getting a free kick. They were kicking Sakamoto all over the place. There was a foul on O'Hare. Whether that was a penalty or not, I don't know. But we weren't getting the same level of protection that they were. Like, we didn't have to do anything to give away a free kick, and they were getting away with much more, and he was just letting it go. And that sort of thing is what I find frustrating. Like, you're going to be consistent. Like, if it's a foul, it's a foul both ways. Like,
and he's a Premier League referee.
Yeah.
That's what's disappointing. Yeah. It feels now, every time we have we've got another one on Saturday, every time we have a Premier League referee, they're not relying on VAR, are they? It's almost like in the Premier League, VAR's the fail-safe, isn't it? So they don't make a decision, they get the word in the ear, go and take a look, whatever, then they can go and take a look. I reckon although O'Hare would have been a really soft penalty, had he blown for a penalty, then you got VAR and he goes have a look again, he probably still gives a penalty because it's just one of those. The handball, definitely a penalty. He'd have been told to go and look at that without a shadow of a doubt. But I mean,
definitely.
I think I mentioned it earlier. We've got Anthony Taylor on Saturday, and the last time we beat Preston in a league match, the referee was Anthony Taylor, and that was 16 years ago. So,
I was at home, obviously.
At home, obviously. I didn't realise he was that young. But he's meant to be one of the top referees. So if he's making mistakes, that's not great, is it, really? I know it's a difficult job and all that, and Ken will come on and say it is a difficult job, and all the rest of it. But he's only got one job to do on the pitch, and that's referee the game, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't find him that bad, actually. He's not the worst, is he? I think he's been let down a bit, actually, because I could see why he gave that as a penalty, and VAR should have told him to look at that again. And because they didn't correct him, so he's been criticised for giving a penalty that was dubious, which I think when he's watching it live, it probably did look like a penalty. So he's been let down by VAR and probably the FA as well, then by demoting him. So I feel so. Hopefully it's just fate. Hopefully it's all just like the stars aligning to give us the win.
Well, Anthony Taylor referees in the Champions League, don't he?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So
we'd have to wait and see.
Referees in the Premiership don't make split decisions. They wait for VAR to help them out in the Premier League now.
And I just think, and also I don't agree with this. So he's been demoted, and they put him in the Championship, which is even harder to referee than the Premier League.
Yeah.
So he's actually relying on his instincts, isn't he? Really, and and the feel for the game. So I think, still can't do much about it, can we?
Well, listen, that's enough about Monday.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way, right? We're going to forget about that now. Listen, we've got a competition going on. Spot the Ball. We've got 3 tickets to give away for Tuesday night's fans forum at the Sky Blue Tavern. They were courtesy of, and I've lost it again. I've turned the wrong page over. Losing my marbles. Midland Accountancy Services Limited. We have 3 tickets available for the fans forum. Now, listen, we did give a prize away last week. For Spot the Ball. Paul Thomas has come up. He wants number 26 on the Spot the Ball tonight, please, Claudio. He's gone, thanks for the prizes. Received them today. Just sent a picture via email. And guess what? We have that picture. So we do give prizes away. There you go. Him and his family. They got a little prize. A mug and a coaster. It's nice to have, nice to have a little mug in it. You can take it to work. You can have it at home. You can have it in your bar. You can have it in your shed, wherever you want it. So that's a prize winner last week, which was absolutely fantastic. Love the picture. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely superb. Now, we have got Spot the Ball. Here you go. Get your guesses in. Guys, we're going to ask you, are you sure you want to stick with those answers you've given me? Or do you want to change it? I'm going to give you a chance to change it. Do you want to change it, or you're all right?
I'm sticking.
I'm happy with 28.
You're sticking with 28. Claudio, you sticking?
Yeah, 25.
Okay, sticking. Brilliant. And we had a winner from the old Guess the Gate, which the gate attendance, if you've missed it, if you're joining us late, the gate was 23,971. And the winner was Catty Cad's 23,789. So that was the closest to the gate attendance. Now we will be talking a little bit about Preston just after 8 o'clock. We've got guest coming on from Preston. He's going to tell us all about their season so far. We'll get some comments coming in at the moment. Let's have a little look, see what we've got coming in tonight. It's all Spot the Ball tonight so far. Everything's coming in. Where are we? Let's have a little browse through here. Nation Radio says, "Had you right, ain't gonna make it here." Oh, that's a big statement, isn't it? What do you make to that, Vicky? Do you think that's a massive statement to make, isn't it?
I think it's a bit early, isn't it, to be saying that? I mean, I don't know. I think that Monday's lineup suited his play the best, so I think we probably saw a system that actually suited him on Monday, and maybe a player with a bit more confidence would have took a couple of those chances. And if we play like that for a few games in a row and he starts to bang a few goals in, then we're going to see a different player entirely, aren't we? And I think there's definitely, when we saw at the Leicester game, I thought he looked decent when he came on at Leicester. He then got his goal against Middlesbrough. So early on in the season, before we sort of hit this bit of a dip in confidence, he looked a decent enough player. So I think with a bit of time, with like AD and that lot, that there's still a chance that we'll turn him into a striker. Not many people thought that Vic would be a player after this many games, did they? So I think we're quite we're a bit keen, I think, to write strikers off early for some reason at this club. We until they start banging the goals in, we can't ever see any potential in a striker for some reason. So I don't know.
I mean, that comment for me, I've been watching the David Beckham documentary. I've watched the second episode last night, and the amount of stick Beckham got when he got sent off in France '98, with his little tap on Simone, and even Simone said, "You play to fool the referee, and it shouldn't have been a red card." Blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, we are so quick at putting great people down than we are G'ing them up. So I think we've just got to get behind these lads, and people keep forgetting as well. Hadji's just moved here from Turkey. His wife's just moved over. They've just had a baby. Fads doesn't know if it's a boy or a girl, bless him. But, in his interview, he didn't know. So I think he was just a bit fed up, and he was like just wanting to get out of the ground, to be honest with you. But I think we're a little bit too quick at judging people when they've just joined us, as you said about Vic as well. Here's one for you, Luke. Nation Radio again said, would you put Godden instead of Wright?
No, I'd stick with Wright, because now if you take him out now, his confidence is going to dip even more. I think he'll get the goals. He'll get the goals.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he definitely will. He's got the pace as well, hasn't he? Good evening, Ian Small. Agree. 5-4-1 is better. Yeah, I love the one up front. I did last season. I kept saying it week in, week out. The one up front really does suit us. Really does. Cov Andy's come in here. Never thought I'd say this, but VAR needed in the Championship. We were robbed of a couple of decisions. That's true, isn't it, Claudio? Definitely robbed of a couple of decisions, weren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest, it'd be great if you didn't have to have VAR at all, but the game's not perfect, is it? So I think they do need help. It's how it's used, and it's the people who are sitting in that office doing the VAR, the ones who need to up their game. Really, that's the issue, isn't it? Because the referee will give what he thinks he can give, and the problem's been when it's been overturned or it's completely not been noticed by the guys looking at the screens, and that's what I find strange. That's the poor side of it. But it would have helped on. It helped during the playoff final, didn't it? That's really got battered without VAR. It'd been 4 or 5-1 in the end. The amount of decisions the referee missed on the day. So, and he's meant to be a top referee as well. So bring it in.
Yeah, definitely bring it in.
What I will say is
I
cannot believe. I know we were never going to get back into the game. There was no way only 4 minutes to be added on.
Yeah.
And it's got less and less. That's what I don't understand. Start of the season, it was 10 minutes, 8 minutes. We've gone down to 4 now. So that's what I don't understand.
And when teams are making like 10 subs, it's still only 4 minutes, and you think, hold on a minute, there's like 6 minutes, 8 minutes straight away. But it's one of them, isn't it? Paul's come in again. He said it's sod law that poor teams, and we are at the moment, get no luck. We can't do anything till January. So all we need to do is try and improve till then. Yeah, I agree with that one. That's a great comment. That is, I love that. Absolutely love it. Now listen, we've got spot the ball. Get your guesses in. If you haven't already had a guess, here it comes. Spot the ball. Let's get your guesses in. Tell us where you think the ball is. Claudio's making a note of all the people's numbers coming out on the old screen there, and all your comments. Get your spot the ball in. I think this one's easy this week. If you really look at the photo, I think this one's really easy. So get your guesses in. Let's get your guesses in, and we'll pick a winner later on. 3 tickets. So we've got 3 winners tonight. If we get 3 people with the same number, we've got 3 winners. You're going to get a ticket each to come to the fans forum on Tuesday. If you only get 1 winner, they get all 3. If we get 2 winners, someone will get 2 tickets and someone will get 1. So all up for grabs. So let's get your guesses in. Where do you think the ball is? Now, Claudio, you've sent me some pictures this week. I love these pictures. Just tell us a little bit. I think there's 2 of them here I've got.
Make sure they're the right pictures.
No, it's not those ones. This one here. What's this? Tell us about this picture.
Right, these are the Cov fans when we used to travel in less than hundreds away at Trachea Plovdiv, the first round of the Intercity Fairs Cup back in 1970-71. So that's the Cov fans in Bulgaria.
And how did you get hold of these then?
I was just looking around on the internet, and that's the 2 teams. That's our team and Trachea Plovdiv. Trachea Plovdiv don't exist now. They're called something else. But in fact, there's a guy, I think he's joined the Cov City Forum. He's a Plovdiv fan, and he's been sending me stuff like this. It's quite interesting. But that's the first time we ever played in Europe.
That's great. That is Willie Carr there.
Yeah, at the bottom, sitting down.
Yeah.
Next to Ernie Hunt.
Yeah.
You can see Mick Coop on the end.
Yeah, Mick Coop.
Lee Rafferty, Jeff Blockley, Jeff Strong, Dave Clements, Neil Martin. That's Machin on crouched down at the bottom there. Yeah.
I used to go skiing with Mick Coop.
Did you?
Yeah, every Christmas for about 3 or 4 years it was. We used to go skiing with some friends, and he was really good friends with the people we used to go with, and we used to go skiing together. Yeah, when I was in my early teens. That was a long time ago now, though. Oh, feeling my age now, and I'm feeling my age. Get your guesses in. Let's get your guesses in for Spot the Ball. We've got Paul King coming here. Number 19 is guessed in here. Janet's guessed 25. Paul Hughes again, 16. Catty Cad says, can you sing your favourite song, Miles? No, I can't sing my favourite song. Thank you. No chance, not in a million years.
What
am
is
I
your
doing
favourite
that.
song, Miles?
Colour my hair in it at the moment. It was Gossamer, but now it's Colour my hair. So it sounded great on Monday night, didn't it, Luke? What did you make to his song on Monday night? It was flipping fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Did you see his interview as well? That after he came on against what
Fleetwood.
was the game before?
Rotherham.
Rotherham.
He was loving it in his interview.
Cool.
Like, they're
He
singing my song, and yeah.
He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Good evening, all from Robin Fletcher. Good evening, mate. How's it going? What else we got here? So, right now, listen. Before we get we're going to go to a quick advert. Then I've got a quick little competition, and then we've got the Preston fan coming in. We'll talk a little bit about Preston. We've got Stato up in our top right hand corner as I'm looking at the screen. Claudio's got some information about the old Preston lot, so we'll crack on with that. But before we do, we're going to have a little bit of an ad break. And then we've got a little bit of just a fun competition for everyone. It's not for a prize. It's just a little bit of fun. And we'll come to that very, very shortly.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
And welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Milesy. I am joined by three fantastic guests this evening. I don't know where Ken's got to. I reckon he's got stuck in floods or something, because I know he's on nights and he was going to join us, but he's not here, unfortunately. But I've got three great guests. I've got Claudio, who's our newest member to the team. We've got Victoria, and who's also part of our team. She's a wonder whiz at everything knowing about the Coventry City in the 90s. And we've got Luke Spud as well, who's decided to join us. He messaged us and we sent him an invite, and he's come on with us this evening, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, we have got our guest from Preston. So we're going to get our guest from Preston on, and I'm going to do this little quiz with you first. It's guess the crest. All right, so we got that coming up, and the three crests. Some of our players played for these three teams, so we'll get that up. But first of all, let's get our Preston fan, Ben Wignall, up. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
Hi, Miles. Hi, everyone. I'm doing all right, thank you.
Thank you for joining us, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, listen, Ben. While you're here, I've got to do this with you first, because we do this with every guest. We do a spot the ball. So I need you to guess where the ball is. Give us a guess. Where do you think the ball is? Have a little go. See what you think.
This is Monday's game, isn't it? I kept my eye on it a little bit, but I'm going to go with 21, maybe.
21. Okay, brilliant. Now listen, we've got another game. All right, we're gonna bring this up now. I'm going to ask you this one: is how many do you think you've got right out of these three crests? Don't tell me who they are. Everyone else, don't tell me who you think they are. Just give me your guesses of how many do you think you've got. Here we go. Right, there you go. Three crests. So we'll come to you first, Claudio. How many do you think you've got there?
Blimey. Have you just made them up at this afternoon in your tea break or something?
No, No, I haven't. No, just tell us how many do you think you've got? Come on.
I
You
think a
can do
fat
it.
zero. A fat zero at the minute.
Fat zero. Okay. Everyone else, give us a guess. Tell us how many do you think you've got out of those three people watching? Just give us a guess. Who do you think? How many do you think you've got? We'll come to you, Vicky. How many do you think you've got?
Probably a big fat zero too, to be honest. That middle one looks
blimey.
familiar. That middle one looks familiar. It might come to me. I'm not sure, but yeah, zero.
And Luke, give us a guess.
They're difficult, Miles.
Well,
reckon I could
Some of our players have played for them.
I reckon I could have a good guess at one.
Okay, brilliant. It's one more than Claudio and Vicky and Ben. Can you have a guess?
I reckon I maybe got two.
Oh,
Two.
I don't want to be a
Oh,
know-it-all.
hey, say that again.
I don't want to be a know-it-all, but yeah, I think I might have got two.
That's brilliant. Like it. Love it. Right. Okay. So Ian Smalls come up. He says, I've got zero. Right. So let's crack on then. Let's talk about Saturday's game. Thanks for joining us, Ben. Really appreciate it. Now the panel, if you've got any questions to ask, please jump in and ask the questions. Ben, your season, you were top of the league. You've sort of dropped a little bit off the pace, but what was that? What did that feel like being top of the league? Because when we spoke to Preston fans last season, it's always been a mid-table sort of championship team. How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt pretty weird. I know we have been up there in recent years. I think under Alex Neil in 2019-20, we were top in November time. So it was a bit later on. We kind of sustained the good start a bit better, and then we kind of inevitably dropped off. And I think we were still in the playoff spots when COVID-19 hit. But yeah, it was pretty weird. We weren't really dominating games when we went on that 6-game winning streak. We were always kind of hanging into games. We played teams who were playing better football than us, Sunderland's, your Plymouths and Birmingham's, who were, having better chances, or more chances, sorry, but we were kind of just taking them. And, once you got the 1 and 2 wins, when it got to 4, 5, 6, you're thinking, when's this going to end? And we went to Rotherham, and to be fair, it was probably the most attacking we've been in our first 8 games. And for some reason, we just couldn't get past them more than once. And it came from a set piece, our goal as well. So I think obviously that was the kind of start of our, not downfall, but we've kind of reverted back to what people probably would have expected. The XG, I don't know how many people look into the XG or take it seriously, but we were always kind of lower than the opposition in this winning streak. So it was good to be top for a little bit, but I feel like we've kind of reverted to probably where we expected to be at the start of the season.
Why do you think you've dropped off? Why do you think you've suddenly dropped off? Is it the squad's not big enough? Have you picked up a few injuries?
I think the squad's probably bigger than it has been for a while. I think in certain areas we didn't maybe add where we probably could have done. I think left wing backs being a bit of a problem. We had Alvaro Fernandez on loan from Man United last year, who's gone on to La Liga now, but we kind of kept Robbie Brady, who's not had the best season so far, and we've put a bit of trust in Keane Best, the young 18-year-old who's, he's had his moments. He's really good delivery of the ball, but he has been caught out a little bit. You're an 18-year-old, he's a bit naive defensively, but I think in that area and a few others we might be a little bit short. But I just think we did rather look a bit in a few of the games early in the season when we were winning. But the games we have lost recently, your Ipswiches, your Leicesters, they're just better attacking wise than us. We kind of at Leicester, we played really well for 60 minutes, probably should have been ahead as well, but kind of them better attacks, they can break us down pretty easily. I think the one outlier was maybe West Brom, where they absolutely battered us from start to finish. They just had a game plan and kind of utilised it very well. But yeah, I think we are probably a bit short in a few areas of defences, and inspiring with confidence in recent weeks. We don't have kind of streaky moments where we concede 3 or 4. It happened last season at times, but we did obviously have that 7-game last season start to the season where we didn't concede a goal. So we kind of have the really good at times when nothing seems to get past us, and then as we've seen in recent weeks, that we've become very leaky.
What sort of style of play are we expecting from you guys? Because obviously we like to try and play the ball around on the floor. Do you play the long ball? Do you try and play the ball around? Do you play out from the back? Do you put a high press on?
I think Ryan Lowe would like to play football on the floor, but I don't think our defenders, they can't really play it out from the back. They have done at times, but we don't really go full direct either. It depends who we play up front. If Will Keane, if he plays as a lone striker, he'll probably drop deep, and we do try and get the ball out wide to our wing backs. We play a similar system to you. We have played the 3-5-2, where we play a kind of box midfield, a 3-4-2-1 if you like, and the main player that will probably get on the ball is Brad Potts. He'll burst down the right hand side of the pitch, and that's where a lot of our attacks seem to come from. But our style of football, we don't really have a defined one, really. Sometimes we can play it on the floor, and we've not seen too much of that this season. We have tended to kind of sit back at times, and teams like Sunderland, who are very good on the ball and pop it around, they've had a lot of possession. Plymouth as well, I think, got over maybe 60%. We do like to try and hit teams on the break, and if we played Southampton, who tried to be very attacking, and we kind of picked them off quite a few times in that game, in the 2-2 draw the other week. So I think if you do go on the front foot and try and play football, we will try and pick you off. It's not been as successful in recent weeks, but I think that's what we'll try to do anyway.
I wouldn't be too worried at the moment. We can't score a goal for love nor money, to be honest with you. We have a lot of possession, like you were just saying, about 60%, 65% possession, and we literally can't put it in the back of the net. I mean, who's the best player so far this season for you that was really shone out for you? We've got some of our players that we think has really made an impact. Who's the player that's impacted the most for you guys this season?
I tell you what, it's hard to say, because even in the 6-game winning streak, it was kind of more of a team effort. No one was really, standing out and putting in these star performances. But Brad Potts, I think, has come on leaps and bounds in the wing back position. I think he was when Ryan Law came in nearly 2 years ago, he was kind of playing in a lot of different positions. He couldn't really get his best one, but we kind of Law put him in this wing back position, and he's kind of grown from week on week. And he's an experienced player, and I think he's about 28 years old, and he has a lot of energy. He's never tired at the end of the 90 minutes when he's going up and down the pitch. So he's probably been a standout. I've seen Liam Lindsay does get a lot of plaudits when balls are coming in the air and he's heading them away. He's not the quickest, so if you've got a striker or an attacker with pace against him, he probably will struggle. But he's been, especially with backs to the wall performance, he's been very good. But aside from that, there's not really been any standouts. I think attacking wise, we've kind of been trying to find the right kind of balance. Mads Froyer, who came in from Denmark in the summer, and attacking midfielder, he's kind of in and out the team. He's already got, I think, 5 goal contributions, but some games suit him and other games don't. So we're still looking to see the best of him. And we also broke our transfer record in the summer for Osmajic, a Montenegrin striker from La Liga, and he's just settling in. I think it's hard when you come to a new league and you've got a weight of expectation on you. I think we paid 2 million, which was kind of our record transfer since 2000. So there's kind of a lot of expectation on him, and hopefully he'll hit the ground running soon. He's got 2 goals, and I think we're hoping he's going to be our star man this season, but we're just still waiting to see that yet.
Well, we've got a player very similar to that, a record signing. Had you right? I think it was something like £7 million, €9 million or whatever it was. He's only scored 2 goals as well. So, yeah, I know what you're saying about a real weight on their shoulders coming to a new country to play football, even though he's from America but played in Turkey. And then we've also got Ellis Sims. He was the biggest signing until we signed Hadji Wright. He coming at he's going to go up to about, is it 6 million? Is it, Claudio? I think he's going to go up to that, Ellis Sims, if we get to the Premier League.
There might be 8 million,
8 million, is it? Yeah, something like that. So but money's been flying. I mean, this is the first time we've spent money for about 22 years. So this is all new to us. Going into this season, especially changing 11 players, it's been absolutely huge. Now, listen, I want to ask you something now about the fans and about the club. Now, we have a fantastic record at Preston, at Deepdale. It's the best record ever. You're our bogey team. We've never won a league game. How long for, Claudio?
Well, forever. the first time we played him in the league was 1949. We've got a strange history against Preston because they were one of the original 12. You know, the first double winners, the original Invincibles. They won the 1888 when they did the double. We were in the Southern League then. You know, we'd only been in existence 5 years, so we didn't play them. The first time we played them was 1910. FA Cup match, and they were Division 1 top flight. We were non-league, and we beat them. It's the first club we ever beaten from a Division 1. So that was major at the time. But we didn't play them in the league till 1949. That's how I think. I was looking at it. We've been in the league 103 years. For 73 seasons, we've never played Preston. So it's one of those strange little facts that. But when we have played them, we've not been particularly good. But we've lost them 16 times in the last 20 years. So before then, and we've only lost them 20 times. So before the last 20 years, we'd only lost them 4 times. So it's the last 20 years, probably Ben's lifetime. He only looks about 20. So he's so it's
27.
It's recent history, basically. We've just for some reason can't do it. And I think I can remember the Johnson's Paint Trophy where we scored 2 goals in the last minute. Do you remember that? That's in recent years.
I do.
I remember that. We had the 2000 League Cup where it was the season we got relegated, actually. And if you remember it, Paul Williams got sent off and we still won 3-1, I think, at Preston. I mean, that was, it's not been great. And personally, I think the best 0-0 would do me at the minute.
I mean, Ben, are the fans and the club well aware? Do they know about all this? Are they aware of it all, that we've never ever won at Preston, Deepdale?
I think there'll be kind of a little, when Coventry come to town, it is normally a half decent result, but it's like we've kind of got a bogey manager, not so much a bogey club. I think before we were about to play Millwall 2 weeks ago, Gary Rout was obviously still in charge until a few days before the game, and I think we've not won in the last 17 games. I don't think we've won ever against a Gary Rout side. You know, when he'd been at Birmingham, Stoke, and Millwall, I think it had been 17 games that we played against these teams and not won a single one. So there is, I think you do when you're either winning against a team or losing against a team, and you do tend to pick it up. But I don't think there'll be much thinking about kind of that streak this weekend, because there's obviously you've got a much changed team from last season, and we're kind of in not a rut as such, but we haven't won in 7 games. I know we've drawn a few where we maybe should have won, but I think we're just going to be focusing on the win rather than thinking about this is Coventry. We do normally get a decent result against them.
And is there anyone in our team that you are frightened of in a way that you think is going to cause you trouble in the team on Saturday? Is there anyone in our team that you think is going to really cause havoc for you?
Well, I have watched a few games this season. I kind of watched the one against West Brom on Monday night. My job, I kind of have to cover the whole of the Championship. So I've kept my eyes out some of these new players. Sakamoto looks a pretty nippy player. If he's playing in that kind of dual number 10 role with Allen, I think he could do some damage in the final third. I know he can play a wing back as well, but I assume he'll be playing off the striker. And I know you spent the record fee on Hadji Wright. I do think he probably will come good. He had his chances on Monday night, and I just think though that he might play into kind of our defensive strengths, because obviously he's a big lad. Liam Lindsay's a big lad at the back, and unless you've got someone who's going to go in behind Lindsay and outpace him, then I know Sims and Wright, they're not the quickest, but they do have a bit of a physical threat, so that could be a challenge. And I think the one player I'll be probably watching out for is Van Ewyck on the right wing back, because obviously, like I've said, our issues at left wing back mean that we'll either be playing Andrew Hughes in there, which he's just coming back from injury, so it's 50-50 if he'll be playing, or we might be playing Liam Miller, who's a winger at wing back. So that would be an interesting battle, because he's not the greatest defensively, Miller, and I think Van Eyck, from what I've seen of him, he's quite very attacking and direct. So he's the one probably. Him and Sakamoto are probably the ones I'm kind of most fearing to play against us.
Yeah. Now listen, Sakamoto has been. I mean, he tore Bristol apart in the first half when we played them down there, and that was a game that we ended up coming away and losing 1-0, which was criminal, to be honest with you, absolutely criminal, because we hit the bar twice in the first 34 minutes. It took them 35 minutes to have a shot on goal. So, it's just one of those, and that's how we're playing at the moment. Just nothing's going our way. We're not having any luck of the green or anything. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get some scores, because I know you're a busy man and you've got to crack on. So we'll get some scores for Saturday's game. We'll come to you first, Luke, sitting there nice and patiently and listening to what Ben's got to say. Give us a score for Saturday, Luke.
I'm going to say a 1-0 win to us. I would say the most important thing for us to do is keep a clean sheet at all costs. A 0-0 draw or anything, because as soon as we can see the goal lately, our confidence is just falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 1-0 to us.
Okay, lovely. Vicky?
2-1 to us.
Okay, 2-1. Claudio?
Oh, I'm sticking with my 0-0.
0-0.
Because they're not a great run of form. They've been struggling the last 6 or 7 matches, so we're struggling. And if it was on match of the day, we'd be on last, I reckon. So it's 0-0.
Well, we've got the Anthony Taylor factor, haven't we?
Yeah. We're on last every week anyway, even when it's on the EFL highlights. I don't know, so what it is on BBC or ITV, we're always last. And Sky hate us, never say a good thing about us. Ben, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I was just trying to think back to our game last season at Deepdale, and I can just remember now it was 0-0, but I barely remember thinking about it. So nothing must have happened in the game. I only remember Gyökeres didn't really have a sniff. I think Diaby kind of kept him out of the game, but I think it's kind of a much changed team since then, isn't it? I am kind of glass half empty, so I'm going to go 1-1. I do, obviously, with the streak and whatnot, the good record. I think if we're under pressure in the first half an hour, I think the fans, not me personally, but a lot will get on the players' backs, and I don't know how they'll react to it. And I think you've got a good following coming up as well, 3,000 or so. So I think you'll get at least a draw. I'm quite negative at the minute, but 1-1 I'm going to say.
A quick one though, with the weather like it is at the moment, do you think the weather's going to be all right? Do you think the pitch is going to be okay?
Our pitch is always fine. I think, from what I see of it, we do normally have one of the best pitches in the league, but I don't really think the Storm's hit too much up here. I know it's been raining a little bit, but we've not had it as hard as the South, I don't think. So I don't think there'll be any worries about the game going ahead or not going ahead. I think it should be fine.
And another thing, have you installed new light bulbs yet in the floodlights? Because I swear, every time I come to a night game at Preston, it's the worst floodlit ground in the league. Got to be. Even worse than Luton's. Luton's was crap.
Yeah, I think there's plans for it. I don't think we've done it yet. I think Peter Ridsdale may have said something about, I think we need to update them to LED lights or something, but I don't think they've been done yet. They are a little bit kind of dim when we do have a night game, but yeah, I'd try not to stare at them too much because they blind me. So
that is a good shout. Now listen, before you go, I'll put 3 badges up. So let's get these up on the screen. Where are they? Here they go. So here's the badges. Now Ben, we're not going to give the answers yet, so I just want your 2 answers you think you've got right.
Okay, so I think the one on the left is Heerenveen from Holland. I think the club that Van Eyck signed from, and I think the middle one could be Alfreton Town. I've seen that logo before somewhere. I don't know about the right hand side one. That looks like a kind of new redesigned one from somewhere, but fairly confident on the first 2.
Okay, brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for coming on, Ben, and good luck for the rest of the season, but not on Saturday.
and the reverse fixture as well, I assume.
Can I just ask Ben a quick question, Miles?
Go on, Claudio.
I just want to know where you see your club, because you were 62 years now since you're in the top flight, which is an incredible record. So how do you see yourselves as a club? You must be desperate to get promotion at some stage. It's an incredible length of time to be out of the top flight.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't remember the first few years to support PNE, but I kind of remember from when I was kind of 6, from 2001 onwards, we've been in 2 playoff finals as when I was a kid. We lost against Bolton and West Ham at Cardiff, and we had the chances then. Since then, I know we've been in a couple of other playoffs, but we've been in League One since, and I think this is a 9th year in a row, 8th or 9th year in a row. We've been in the Championship since we came back from League One. We've had like the near misses. So the first year that Alex Neil was in 2017-18, that was maybe not our best chance. I think the best chance was when we were top of the league, as I mentioned, in 2019, and we kind of could have pushed on in the January window. I think if we got a few signings in, we may have reached the Premier League, whether it's playoffs or automatics, but the backing just didn't come. And I think COVID came at a pretty terrible time as well. I think we were in the playoffs at that point, and then I think 3 months later, football came back, and I think all our momentum had kind of just gone. But I think we have had to live within our means, because we obviously had Trevor Hemmings as owner for a long time, and he was pumping in something to the tune of like a million a year to keep us going. I think a lot of Championship clubs are like that. Unless you've got parachute payments, you've got to either sell a top player every few years, or you've got to get outside investment from elsewhere. And I think this something kind of a weird one, because we're not known for spending money really. We spent about 3.5 million, which I know it's not as much compared to you guys. I know you got the 35 million in from Gyökeres and Hermer, but it was kind of Trevor's son Craig, who's now chairman. It was kind of him giving Ryan Law the money that he's wanted, and he has strengthened his squad in some areas, and this could be the best chance to, in a few years, to get up. I don't know what will happen, of course. We had that good start and we couldn't maintain it, but from what I've seen in the league, I think Leicester, Ipswich and Leeds are probably the best 3 teams in the league. But I think if anyone's from them below, I think there's going to be a lot of teams at the halfway stage challenging for those playoffs. And in my mind, I can see Coventry kind of, when the teams gel together, you've got a lot of promise in place. I can see you being in the mix again. But I think there is going to be a lot of teams in there, and hopefully we are as well. But we've got to get that form sorted, because 6-7 games without a win is kind of putting your head on the chopping block in kind of how the Championship managerial merry-go-round goes. He might be looking over his shoulder, Ryan Lowe, in a few weeks if we've still not got a win. And we've got a very important game next week as well, because we've got Blackburn away. So we kind of need to get a good result before that, or else we'll be going to our most local rival this season with very little confidence. And if it's back-to-back losses, it's not going to be a good atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, good, as I say, good luck for the rest of the season, mate. And thanks again for coming on. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. If you ever need any of us to come on your show, give us a shout. Thank you, mate. Take care. And I hope the weather clears up ready for Saturday.
Yeah, me too. It's very nippy up here, but I'm hoping it clears up. Thank you for having me, though.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Thank you.
See ya.
There we go. Right, let's spot the ball up again. Get your guesses in. It's nearly time to give you the answers. And let's get your guesses in. Come on, let's get them in. You can win 3 tickets tonight to the fans forum at the Sky Blue Tavern on Tuesday night. We don't know who the players are. We are hosting it though. Whoa! So we are hosting it. We'll be on stage asking the questions. That's going to be exciting. Can't wait. Luke, have you been to one of the forums yet at the tavern?
No, I haven't yet, actually.
Worth a visit.
Thought about coming to one of them?
Definitely. Has to be on the cards, definitely.
Yeah, they are a good laugh. They really are a good laugh. We have a good crack with the players and everything, and it's just a good night. Everyone socialising, and after being in lockdown all that time, it is great to be out there and finally meeting all the players. So get your guesses in on Spot the Ball. Now listen, let's get these badges up then. Let's get the answers in. So you guys, Luke, you reckon you got 1. Vicky, you said you got none. Claudio, you said you got none. Ben reckons he got 2. Now, I know. Let's go with you, Luke. Which one do you think you've got?
I think the middle one. Well, I'm guessing, but I would guess maybe Kaiser Chiefs.
Right. Okay.
And I think
Are
Ben
you
was
gonna have a
right
guess
on
at?
the first one as well.
Okay. You're gonna have a guess at the other two?
Well, at Heerenveen, I think Ben was right on that one.
Yeah.
But the last one, no idea.
No. Okay. Vicky,
I feel like I should know the last one.
what do you reckon?
Well, because the middle one looks familiar, and I wonder whether
Yeah.
Ben was right and it was Alfreton, and I've seen that somewhere. And I feel like the third one is the badge of the club missing off. Like, is the actual logo of the club missing off that badge? Like, if you had to take it off, does it normally have more on there?
Yeah, it does normally have more on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like I know that, and as soon as the whole one's there, I'll know it. And that's a bit annoying.
Okay. Claudia, you sticking with your 0?
Yeah, I think one was the dog and duck, the King's Arms. I think the one with no picture's got a bird on it, like a pelican or something like that. But
Okay.
anyway,
All right. Let's put you out your misery, shall we? Here you go. So it's Heerenveen, which is where Van Erik's from. Alfreton Town. McFadzean played for Alfreton Town.
Yeah.
And 1907 Como,
yeah,
who played there on loan?
Binks.
Jar Jar Binks. There you go. There's your answers to that. A little bit of fun tonight. That is. It's something nice to have a little bit. I love.
And who's the president? Who's the president of the club? Can you remember?
Alex Boys.
That's correct.
You're teaching us well, Claudia. You're teaching us well.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, I mean, it's good to do this because it's like I'm getting used to doing a little bit of Photoshop and stuff. So it's a good cut. I'm enjoying it. It's like the intro tonight with the new 10987.
Audio.
It's all coming together. It's all coming together nicely.
I think Fabregas has something to do with Como as well.
I think he does actually. Yes, you're right.
Oh wow!
It's a strange setup. I mean, it's a strange setup. I can't believe Dennis Wise is the president. It seems a weird thing. It's just, yeah.
It's mad. It's mad. Now listen, we've got here. Catty Cad says Ken's gone on a date with Barbie. No, he's working. He's working. He has messaged in. He said, "Sorry guys, you can't make it." Glenn Watkins has come in. He said Ken's been blown away by the storm. It'd have to be a big storm to blow Ken away, bless him. What else we got here? Where's it gone? I've lost it. Geordie comes in. He says, "Away the lads. Good evening, Geordie. It's great to have a Geordie on listening to us."
They had a cracking result last night, didn't they? Cracking result last night.
Oh, flipping brilliant, isn't it? Isn't it great to see them? I tell you what, it's so good, isn't it? Even Sunday, Man City just tore them apart. How on earth they weren't 4-0 up in the first half? I don't know.
That was only their second win in 50 years at Old Trafford.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah, I heard that. I couldn't believe that.
They've done way better than they have. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah. I heard Gary Neville this morning saying about Martial, saying that he's been there 9 years, or was it 8 years, and he's only scored 89 goals.
That's not great for the money they spent on him.
For his money that they spent on him, I think it was 50, 60 million or something. Yeah. And no one wants him. They can't get rid of him. No one wants him. So we don't want him. We don't want him. Go away. No. Catty Cads has come up. He says the panel hasn't mentioned the sad passing of Ronnie Rees. No, we haven't yet, I'm afraid. We were going to do that a little bit later on, but thanks for reminding us, Catty Cads. Yeah, sad passing of Ronnie Rees this week. One of the old Coventry legends there. What else we got here? Ian Pimlott says, Claudia, how many times have we hit the bar this season? I don't remember us hitting the bar frame as often as we have.
Well, I can tell you.
Go on.
Yeah.
I knew you'd know.
On Monday, after that game, I hit the bar about 4 times.
I'm hitting it tonight. I know what you mean. I came in, I opened the old bottles of beer in the fridge. I was absolutely fuming.
We hit the
Luke,
bar
are
a
you
lot of
going
times.
Saturday? Sorry, Vic, go on.
I was just going to say that first season we got promoted into the championship. We hit the
Yeah.
bar a lot of times. That first season, it was weird. It feels a bit like that again.
It's all going to come good. Luke,
Yeah.
you going Saturday to Preston?
No, I'm not. Me and my girlfriend need to go to Oxford on Saturday to buy a car. Actually,
Oh,
no.
what you buying? What you
Mini.
buying?
Well,
All right. Then.
hopefully buying if it's all up to scratch and everything.
Oh, okay. And what sort of Mini Cooper S is it? Or
Yeah.
oh,
Cool.
very nice indeed. You got a lot of petrol money because you're going to need it, unless it's electric.
Definitely not electric.
What's this here? We've got Ian Smalls come on. It says 0-1. Claudio told me to have a bet. Oh, did you, Claudio? Told him to have a bet at 1-0. Happy days. Danny Joy says spot the ball is number 23.
I've got that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it really. That's pretty good. Thank you very much for all your comments.
Your cousin mentioning Ronnie Rees there.
Yeah.
He was one of the big signings for Jimmy Hill. It's 1962 to 68. 230 games, 40 odd goals. He's a big player. I mean, he left us and then went off to West Brom, I think, after that. But he was one of those fans' favourites, him and Ian Gibson at the time. Big players for us.
Did you get
player.
to see him play, Claudio? Did you get to see him play?
No, because I started going in 70. So, I mean, to be honest, it's like anything. You go, I see these little kids at the ground now, and I'm thinking the 5-year-olds or even some are younger, you probably won't really remember players till you're about eight years old.
Yeah.
So the first few years, I got blurry memories of certain things. And my dad used to say, "Oh, you remember that and remember this." And I think it's because you get told about stuff that you kind of really remember it. But I think my memories are from about 72, 73 more than, even though I went 2 or 3 years before. But no, I'm not quite that old, Miles.
Here's one for you. Ian Small says, if the ref is dropped, he should have no game, not dumped on us.
Yeah.
We had that at QPR, didn't we? Was it QPR? We had a ref that made a boo-boo a VAR decision, and he refed the QPR game this season, didn't he? That was another ref that we've.
I think 3 or 4 matches in recent seasons. It's been us for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know why. I
wonder if they see us as a safe bet or something. Maybe they think we behave ourselves as a team. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
I think
Easy to ref.
The only godsend about this run that we're going on, though, Sky might not put us on as much in January. We might get a few Saturday games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That might happen. All right, let's get spot the ball winner. Let's get the results up for spot the ball. Are you all three of you sticking with your guesses?
Yeah.
Yeah, sticking with your guesses. Right, last chance to get your guesses in quick. If you haven't had a go, get your guesses in. We've got 3 tickets up for grabs for the fans forum at the Sky Blue Tavern on Tuesday night. So if you want to get your hands on a pair, get your guesses in now for spot the ball. Get them in. Claudio's taking your numbers down, your names down. And I do know we have got a few correct answers tonight. We have definitely got a few. I have been seeing them pop up. I haven't written them down. I'm relying on our old encyclopedia there, Claudio, to to sort it out. We are going to be doing as well. I want to mention it. We are going to be doing another question of sport at the tavern on the 30th of November. So if you want to get a team together to come and take on Sky Blue Fans TV and also the winning team, Dion's whatever it was, come on now. Dong. Yeah, Dion's Dong. They're on the top table. Now we've got to knock them off. Now I've got a bigger team this time. So we've got to win this one, Claudio and Victoria. I want you there, Victoria.
I'll be there
I want
this
Claudio
time.
there. I've hopefully got CJ coming. Luke, get a team together. Come down. You can win 50 quid cash. You can win a trophy as well. So get yourselves down there, bite to eat, have a curry while we're playing Question of Sport. It's a great night. It was our first one in October. We're going to do it again. And hopefully it's going to, it's going to be a good crack. Well, I know it'll be a good crack anyway, because, it just is a good laugh, isn't it, old question of sport. So let's get the answers up then. Spot the ball. Are we all ready?
Ooh.
Number 19.
Oh,
Number 19. There
Yeah.
you go.
I got 3.
3.
Yeah. Kim Owen,
Yeah.
Paul King, and my
Yeah.
lad. And Luca.
So it was Kimberly. Yeah. And Paul Owen.
Paul King.
Sorry,
Not
Paul
the Paul
King.
King, is
Yeah.
it?
Paul King. Yeah. And your lad.
Yeah. He's not here. He's not actually here. I don't know where he's watching it from.
Brilliant. That's ace, that is. So we've got 3 winners. So you got a ticket each. So so you've all got a ticket each. We've got three winners then. If you can send me your details, the email will be going across the bottom of the screen. If you want to buy yourselves a Neon Now sign, get over to their website to www.neonnow.co.uk. Use the code SBFTV10. For Highfield Road signs, use the code FBFT30 and you get 30% off at Highfield Road sign. You get 10% off any sign. So that's any sign, birthdays, weddings, whatever you want to have. You get that off 10% off. Or if you want a Sky Blue sign or Cov City sign, get over to them. And also, our email's going across the bottom of the screen. So those winners, if you can get in touch with me, please, to info@skybluefanstv.co.uk, and we can get those tickets sorted out for you for Thursday night. I can email them straight over to you because I've got them on email, so I can get them straight over to you this evening or tomorrow. Have you enjoyed yourself, Luke?
Yes, I did. Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, you going to come back on?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant stuff. And where do you think we're going to finish this season? Come on, give us a guess.
I think top half.
We can turn it around.
Definitely
Top
turn
half.
it around.
We can turn it around, can't we?
Definitely. I think we'll go top half.
Yeah, just top half. Or can we push?
Playoffs.
I'm going to stay top half at the moment.
and Victoria, things have got to change this Saturday, haven't they? Really?
Yeah, and under Robbins, we actually have broke quite a lot of the different curses. I mean, there's been other teams that we've had bad records against that he's managed to turn around. So, I mean, no disrespect to Preston, but in recent years, it's a weird club to have such a bad record against, isn't it? I mean, it's not like they're Man City or someone. I don't really understand why we struggle. So, you feel that's going to end at some point, and so, you know me, always optimistic. So I think we can get a result on Saturday, and hopefully, actually, the positivity of the fact we've broken that curse might kick us on generally. So it just like a bit of good spirit around the club.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that one. And Claudio,
I think
change.
Yeah, I think we can get up the table. I think there's enough ability within the squad to do that. But sometimes you do need that bit of luck to get you on the, get yourselves moving. I think we'll be fine in the end. Whether or not we get top 6 is a different matter now. I was spouting off second place about 4 weeks ago, but I can't see that happening now. But talking about records of not beaten teams, Barnsley haven't won in Coventry for 103 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is mad, isn't it? I mean, I remember when we couldn't beat Villa at Villa Park, and my mate was a massive Villa fan, would say, I can't understand how you can't beat us because everybody else can. Yeah. It's just one of those, it's like Vicky says, you can't understand it sometimes. It's just funny quirks in football.
Yeah, and then it almost becomes a thing, doesn't it? It's like Ben was saying about Gary Rowett and them. Gareth Ainsworth must think the same with us because he can't beat us, can he? Like whoever he's managing, he still can't beat us.
That's right.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that about the Villa actually, because on that Beckham second episode last night, they showed Moldovan scoring for Romania, and he scored. It was FA Cup when he scored the goal. First time we beat Villa in years, and then the following season or a couple of seasons later, we went on and beat them in the league. So that it does work. You break that duck, and it does work. Your mate Keith Ray's just popped up here. He says 30th of November is my birthday. Can I do it virtually from Canada? Unfortunately not. You got to be at the Sky Blue Tavern, Keith. But
he's going to be there
you know,
Tuesday. He's there Tuesday.
Oh, he's going to be there Tuesday. Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Cool.
good. Yeah. Ask him to bring that cap. I love his cap. I seen him wearing the last season. His black and
he's
white
probably
cap.
packing his bag now. He's flying, I think, on the 5th or tomorrow. I think. Yes, he'll be there. He's staying at the Ramada, so he's next door as well.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's easy day. That's happy days, that isn't it? Happy days. Now we have got a special show on the 16th of November. Everybody, please tune in. We've got another quiz because it's international break weekend. So we've got a quiz coming up on the 16th. Claudio will be hosting, and I will be the oracle. I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be a disaster. But apparently the questions you won't be able to Google. You definitely won't be able to Google the answers.
Very hard to, yeah.
And there's going to be 4 rounds of 5 questions per round. So tune in for that on the 16th of November, live on Sky Blue Fans TV. Also, we have a special announcement for the 19th of November. Claudio will be hosting again. You're going to do 2 shows on the bounce. Now, the reason is we've got someone very special coming on this show. Okay. Everybody knows him. They know him from Twitter. They know him from the radio. They know him from the newspapers. They know him from writing books. Claudio, who we got coming on?
We've got the club historian, Jim Brown. So if you've got any questions, if you want to know anything quirky, history about the club, yeah, he's going to be on for the hour. And he's got his column and everything. So, he's going to be talking about his stuff. And he's got he's got incredible knowledge of the club.
Cool.
I'm going to ask him about the match fixing way back in the early days where we, as a club, we were accused of match fixing, basically, in the very early days. That's quite an interesting story. That hopefully you can give us some input on that.
Brilliant. And I mean, everyone, please tune in, pass the word around. Jim Brown's going to be on our show. I think it's a fantastic guest to have on because we've got our very own Oracle and we're going to have the one and only Oracle, Jim Brown, coming on. So please tune in. If you want any questions asking, put them in the comments. Or if you even want to come on the show and ask a question for a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes at a time or 1 minute at a time, just to ask one question, let us know. We'll send you a link. We can get up to 10 people in the room at once, so we can just add you in. Just like phoning up the radio, we'll send you a link. You can come on, ask your question, and then Jim Brown can answer it for you. So if you want to take part, please do get in touch with us. That is on the 19th of November. That's International Weekend. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic weekend, that is, with that coming on, and also Claudio's quiz. So, as I say, get in touch with us and we'll sort it all out. Luke, thank you so much, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on. You've been brilliant. Have you really enjoyed it?
I did, thank you. Yeah, it was brilliant. Thank you very much.
Good, excellent, and thank you so much. Victoria, as usual, thank you so much.
Cheers, Miles. Cheers.
And Claudio, go and you've got to go off and do your
championship podcast now.
That's one, yeah. So don't forget to give us a plug. Don't forget, everyone, spread the word. We need 8 more followers on Twitter to reach 4,000. Get the word out there. Everyone, get the word out there. 8 more followers on Twitter to hit 4,000. Please spread the word. Let's get Sky Blue Fans TV to be number 1. Let's do it. Thank you very much, everyone. Give us a big Sky Blue Army, guys.
Sky Blue Army.
Sky Blue Army.
Brilliant. See you later, everyone. Play up, Sky Blues. See you Saturday live from Deepdale. See you later.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.